On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Honestly, our culture is trash. Like we,
I ain't gonna say all that, but
no. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that because
go ahead.
we the only type of culture that'll go to a wedding or birthday party without a gift. Like that don't happen. That's not normal in other people's cultures, bro.
Again, welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. We have
nigga got on his glasses now and shit.
Good ass conversation right now.
Oh, you about to switch up energy? Hey, you have a different
Clark
energy.
Kent,
you got your specs on.
You got the Clark Kent going on.
Now you got the Malcolm X's.
Hey, next. No, Tawana.
What?
So you get proposed to, and about 5 years later, you find out that your ring is fake. How does that make you feel?
I mean, am I still engaged after 5 years or we married? I don't know, because I feel like you gonna give me a real one as soon as I found out. But I would feel betrayed. I'm not gonna even lie, because that is so deceitful. You don't have to present it like it's real. If it ain't, just let her know what it is. I just don't believe you should deceive people in any way. Like, don't try to tell her it's a real diamond and you know it's not. Like, but also y'all better start checking y'all rings, women. I'm telling y'all.
I don't think most guys would tell you if it's real or not. I think they just propose to you. And
my man got mine appraised. You got to get it appraised.
You know what's funny?
What you do.
JR, how do they find out that the ring is fake?
You said how they find out?
How do they find out?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, it's situations like this, videos like this.
All right, we're back for part 4. A lot of y'all asking where part 2, man. I had to delete it. Y'all was wildin', man. Y'all was wildin'. I think we got a teacher right here. Hey, Miss T.
Hi.
Hey, you married, right? Yeah. You got a wedding ring on? You think it's real?
I saw this shit.
Me too. I saw it.
I hope so. All right. I think
Real, right?
this is fake.
I got this kid in my room telling me that my ring isn't real. Are you kidding me right now? Is it real or is it not real?
She called her husband. The other two, one lady's husband was real. It was real, but the other two, they were fake.
Oh yeah, I think the wedding ring was
the wedding
real,
ring
the engagement was fake.
Mm-hmm. The engagement was fake. Yeah.
He showed growth. In the engagement, he didn't have his bands together, but by the time it was wedding day, had them bands stacked.
But why should it matter?
Most of my girlfriends who have
why should it matter?
Who have fake rings, they know they're fake. So I think that as long as you know and you're aware, like my friends, they know because they don't like real diamonds. They have these weird.
You said they don't
rules.
like real diamonds.
Yeah, they have these weird rules because diamonds come from sometimes people don't like the way diamonds are
made.
There you go. How they're made. So a lot of people don't really like that. They like the whatever the other diamonds are, right? So they know that though, and they're aware and they're okay with it. But when you do it and you know that the woman thinks that it's real and you haven't been honest with her, like I would be upset because I feel like that's dishonest. And that's the only reason. But I mean, does it have any impact on my marriage or anything like that? No, because I mean, if you still love that person, you might just be a little bit like shocked and like disappointed. Like, why are you lying? That's what you lying for? But then you gotta make him give you a real ring. That's all that means. And now it's time to go get my ring, and I'm going with you because I'm gonna pick my ring this time. You ain't gonna give me no shady ring. I mean, that's the only reaction that I feel like I would have. I don't know if it's gonna be that more serious than that.
And Nick, tell me your opinion about it.
I still say it depends on how you found out, and I think Tawana confirmed it where, whatever these people are that she's speaking about, they know it. So I'm assuming it was a conversation going into it or whatever. Okay, cool. Because my thing is that it goes back to like honesty in the relationship. It's like, hey, if this ring is supposed to be the symbol of love, I'm already going in with a lie about how I'm.
How is it a lie?
Because I didn't tell her it was fake. I knew it was fake, but it wasn't fake.
Why does it matter?
Because her expectation.
Can I give a double standard? Yeah, it's a double standard.
women never say the expectation. Women never say, when you propose to me, I want a real diamond.
Past practice.
That's never said.
Yes, women tell. You have to tell them
Some women, but most
the
women,
salary,
most situations,
it's
when you
past practice,
cost.
and it's a double standard. Because as a man, I could care less about that ring. I bought my first ring for $100, lost mine last month, bought another one for like $150. I don't care. I went to K Jewelers or whatever.
Your ring or your wife's ring?
No, I said my ring.
Oh, your ring. Okay.
Yeah, so I said it's a double standard.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a double standard because I don't know. I'm speaking for me as myself being a man. It don't got no diamonds in it. I don't care about none of that stuff. And I've seen that there's people in relationships that either go with a wooden ring or even a tattoo ring, right? But the thing is, it's all for show. Like the wedding, it's for the family. It's for like bragging rights. So who had the biggest wedding? How many people came? If you already know you with your person and you even engaged her, you already know who you want to be with. So why go through this process of I'm getting this ring, then I'm getting the wedding ring, I'm getting you the biggest wedding ring, and guess what, baby? I'm gonna go broke getting you this one piece of evidence to show that I love you, but yet you already know that I love you. That's why you said yes to me. So the thing is, this is all again another societal norm that we fall victim to as consumers. So the thing is, because of past practice, hey, the idea is that a woman, you want to get them the best ring, the biggest ring, the brightest ring. So, hey, I think you got to do right by it. Because for me, hey, I'm not saying that my wife, I got her a fake. I didn't. But the thing is, if I was to get her a fake,
disclaimer.
I have to put it out there. I'm not trying to be on no mixed messaging because of what I didn't say. That's what I really meant. So I'm being clear. I did buy her a real ring. But the thing is, it's one of those that if it was fake, I would rather her know it was fake from me than I'm telling her out the gate. You know what? My money ain't right. This is a symbol of my love, which is what the ring's supposed to be for. It's not real. Just own it, right? But the thing is, as a guy, and I know guys, we try to live up to these expectations that not women have, but society has, that the role of the man and, being this alpha man, right? Being this alpha man, that I should be able to afford like a ring because I'm a boss. But hey, everybody wasn't born a boss unless your name is like Anton Daniels. I wasn't. So the thing is, it's one of those like, hey, I would just rather have not to have found out that way from that clip. Because then now you salty, you in your feelings. And it's about to be a hot night, some hot weeks. And you ain't getting done for a few months until you get the real ring. But the thing is, I personally, as a man, the double standard, it shows this is a one-sided conversation. Nobody cares about a man, and not the black man, a man in a relationship, because nobody ever asks about how real the ring is, how many diamonds in it. Hell, it don't even matter. I just need to make sure that I have it on.
Y'all don't need no diamonds in
it. Well,
the
issue is that when I don't have it on,
just a band. That's it.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this: like, it's some women that don't even know. I guess it depends on how you was raised and your understanding of, what's a real diamond, how it looks. Because there's some people that I've seen like quad pieces where they might have like 4 small diamonds, and it's not a solitaire. No, you may have like diamond dustings.
Do you have to have a solitaire? Shit, some people got first diamond rings.
I think it's all about personal preference. That's why I say it didn't matter until that guy. It didn't matter until that guy came and tested.
Oh, okay. Everybody don't get to pick their rings though.
Yeah.
And how you gonna surprise somebody if you pick the ring?
Ultimately, he got what he wanted, but I gave examples of what I liked, I guess.
It's like already like planning your Christmas gift. It's like, this is what I want you to get me, and when you give it to me, I gotta be like, oh, I'm surprised you just got me.
I was surprised because you send multiple.
I know that has nothing to do with topic, but I always felt that shit was whack on past practice. You gotta ask somebody for a ring that they want, and then they act fake surprise. Oh, you got me the ring.
Hey, B Nick.
Well, B Nick, I think it's good to establish a budget.
Hey, Electra Bree in the group said, "Do your wife know that you just picking up rings left and right?"
Oh no, my rings. No, I told her. I felt like that episode of Martin, Electra. Like when Martin went to the gym and then he took his ring off and lost it in his gym bag, and then he tried to Anyway, nonetheless, I told her that I lost the ring.
You did good.
Yeah, I did. Hey, good. I had a rubber band on the whole time until I got a new ring and stuff, man.
I mean, I think couples should decide a budget together, and be like, hey, this is how much you want to spend on a ring. And some people even talk about what type of ring they want.
I feel like going back to past practice, I feel like this is a one-sided conversation that is the man's job to be able to purchase all the shit. To purchase my ring and to purchase her ring. I mean,
that's how it goes.
That's the question right there.
That's how it goes.
JR, and maybe for the group, hey, should women be able to put half on their own ring?
No, I don't think they should.
No, absolutely not.
That's what the argument you was trying to present, right?
Who, me?
No, Tawana, about this budget and shit that you was talking about.
Oh, no. The budget is for my man, not for me. I'm sorry. But we can discuss it together. That's all.
Wait.
That's all I know. How much you gonna spend on my ring? That's what I want.
Out of here.
I mean, I guess that's what I want to know.
Hey, next time, man.
Hey, Anton.
Let's talk together about how much you gonna spend on my ring.
Hey, Anton. Hey, I actually heard this question not so long ago on the radio, and one woman said that she felt as though the history of the diamond is so that women can have some sort of, if anything goes wrong, they can have some sort of value to be able to hold on to or to be able to trade in if the relationship doesn't work. Do you feel as though that's true?
Hey, you know what's interesting? Where you find that shit at?
I was listening to it on the radio. That's how.
You know what? I always find it funny that like all this shit that we learn now through like YouTube videos, like nobody told us that. It's really like what mama like shit. Nobody never said like this is the purpose why you buy the biggest diamond when it doesn't work. So now we're already going into it.
But see, this is not gonna work. Well, you got to get married first, because if you're engaged, you have to give the ring back if you don't get married. And he asks for the ring back. It's his.
No, I feel like that's another like.
I think the women's motive is, get the biggest diamond you can get. If it doesn't work, at least you're left with this.
No, I don't think like that.
I feel like you can't take the ring back.
I just want a nice ring. I didn't want the biggest diamond.
Then you're gonna be cheap, right? You can't be the guy that then ask for the ring back. Like, hey, baby, I know it ain't work out, but I'm gonna need you to run that.
Well, you have to. That's what.
No, you don't.
My understanding of it, JR, is not that at all. It's the complete opposite of it. My understanding of it is very similar to the mindset behind why people operate the way they operate today. And that's that in most situations, you got to think about it. Guys don't care about a woman's ring size. Like if I see a woman with a ring in the street, like I'm not like, oh man, she got a rock. Women do that for other women. They don't do it for men. You know what I'm saying? They do it for themselves and for other women. So when you look at it from that perspective, my understanding has always been that for the most part, that is just a representation of how awesome you are or your status. So obviously the bigger the ring, which is supposed to be a representation of so many months of a man's salary, is a greater representation of the status by which you are in that specific space. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that applies to most people or that's even the sentiment today, but historically, I thought that was the mindset behind the ring size, and all that other type of stuff, as far as, why women required diamonds and
yeah, that's my takeaway too, Anton. I mean, I look at it based on that kind of the past practice of just kind of just things that are just a right to do as far as how you onboard yourself into a new relationship. I mean, a new marriage, a union.
And you have to also take into consideration historically how marriages worked, right? So rings is just a reincarnation of how people got married back in the day. So, and I'm talking about historically, usually what you would basically be doing is purchasing the bride, right? You would be giving somewhat of, and they still do this in a lot of cultures, you give a donation of a certain stature in order to be able to acquire a bride. So you give so much to the family, or you give whatever that financial, windfall is in that specific culture. Like if it was in Roman times, or if it's, back in certain, you would give so many goats or whatever. Like a ring is just the reincarnation of that. It's a representation of your ability to be able to take care of the bride, and that's why it supposedly represents so many months of a specific salary for a guy in order for him to be able to marry this chick and get engaged to her.
But then I agree with all that, but then it becomes like what we were talking about with the fake ring. To me, it becomes one of those like, hey, there's a situation where I can't afford, like, I wouldn't even get like a fake diamond. I would just get a band or whatever, right? Just get silver or whatever.
Fake bands are worse. You might as well get the real band. Get a fake diamond.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like real, like don't, exactly.
You no fake
like,
band
fake
now.
diamond. It's just
like,
green. It's just like back in the day, folks used to have the little Cuban zirconian and stuff in their ear, thinking they blinging. It's like, just don't even do it. It's just not good practice. But the thing is, I think that going back to what Anton mentioned, it does give perspective. But I don't know. It's just interesting how we pick and choose what is historical, because the thing is, weddings would historically happen in the church, and then you go to a wedding now. I didn't have my wedding in the church, and technically, like the what is it supposed to be, the father of the bride or something like that supposed to pay for the
wedding. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody pay for our shit. We pay.
That's American.
We pay for everything. Nobody. We got gifts afterwards. We got money, but nobody front loaded any money. Cause guess what? Folks don't got money like you. Weddings.
You pay for your own. You pay for your own weddings now in marriage.
Nah, I plan on paying for my daughter's wedding. 100%.
But that's not the norm. I'm saying
not,
most people pay for their own weddings.
It's not the norm. It's not the norm in our culture. But in other cultures, it's more prevalent.
It's American culture.
It is more prevalent in other cultures. As a matter of fact, my cousin, she got married. She's probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, probably 9 years younger than me. And her husband is from, I think it was Nigeria. And so they had a Nigerian wedding and they had an American wedding for, their side of the family. And so for the Nigerian wedding, all of that existed as far as like, her father and his side of the family, dowries, all of that type of stuff. Like that stuff is a traditionally that exists in a lot of other cultures.
That's not really traditional in America.
It goes back to like more family. That's why I was saying like the wedding itself is really, it's almost like a gathering for family. Because me and Toy,
it's like a party.
We was living in DC. Nobody would come out there, so we actually have to do the destination would come and have the wedding in Chicago, then fly back to DC because both parties, both families, nobody's willing to travel. So the thing is, come
on though, B-Nix, like our culture, and I'm like our culture. Honestly, our culture is trash. Like we say
all that, but
no. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that because we the only type of culture that'll go to a wedding or a birthday party without a gift. Like that don't happen. That's not normal in other people's cultures, bro. It's not normal.
And I never do. I feel so weird about not bringing gifts. Like people don't care.
Yeah.
They come to my house. They don't care. They don't bring me no gifts.
Like if I know that somebody just purchased a crib, right, and they have a party, they throw a get together or whatever. I always bring a bottle of wine. I bring something to, you know what I'm saying, at least not only show my appreciation, but just to show that, yo, I got your back, or I want to continue to launch you off in a positive way.
We assume everybody.
I'm the same way. For my girlfriends, they brought houses. I came with bouquets of flowers and a pretty vase, and I bring something. I have to do that. That's just like cultural. Like it just makes me feel
when you know better, you do better. Everybody don't know, but hell, because the thing is, you got to also. I think there's an age barrier in this too, where like I don't know about you, Tawana or Anton. I got married when I was 25 and stuff. So the thing is, me or my circle didn't have that same mindset and stuff. I remember my
You were 25?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know you was that young.
Yeah, I was 25. So the thing is, it's like, hey, it was just what we wanted to do. But then, like, it's little stuff that I wouldn't have done then. I mean, I wouldn't have done then, but I would do now. But even how like people respect RSVPs. I literally had people just showing up. Like, hey, John Hobson.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he just showed up off the text message.
That's not normal.
This was the RSVP. Like, no.
But that's not normal, though, bro. Like,
well,
it's not normal in other cultures. Like, a lot of our cultural norms are the things that we accept as just a standard because that's just what's been happening for so long. Is very much not normal in other cultures.
It's
and
normal
it's trash.
To me, though. It's my normal because I admit, like my aunt, she passed away literally when she came to my wedding. She was like maybe like 70 something at the time. She like, man, this is like the third wedding I ever been to. So the thing is, it's one of those like people just don't there's not a lot of people married in my family.
And they don't know the appropriate behavior.
Yeah, right? So it's like you don't know what you don't know. We always go in assuming everybody is level set on norms on what's supposed to happen, what's not supposed to happen. Everybody's not, because guess what? If you folks ain't been married, so you don't know proper decorum about how to plan a wedding, how to prepare for, how to bring gifts to a wedding. Like, shoot, all I know, this is like another family reunion in some cases.
Well, I don't know if everyone knows, but of course, I'm engaged, and so I just want to put that out there for all the Lapeef Let's Talk folks, But
All right, CG.
yes, I'll be 37 December 8th, so it's a lot going on with my life.
Okay, that's good.
I'll be 37.
Hey, I could disable my screen so you could just have the whole.
No, what I was gonna say was that a wedding in COVID time is so weird because you don't even know what like how you can't even have a wedding the way you had multiple guests. Like you can't even have a wedding like that no more. So like you have to have limited guests if you do have one. Like when we plan to have one, you have to have like no more than 20 people now. But then like
you're right. Even through Zoom, who would have thought with Zoom?
Yeah, you got to do Zoom. So I guess it don't matter who show up. Now.
No, you're right.
You don't have to pay for it.
I'll ask you guys a question.
Hey, Pip.
Everybody's logging.
Pip, but the thing is, it was through Zoom. I forgot to put it in my calendar. I forgot the time for the Zoom wedding, and I missed the Zoom wedding because it's like you're not physically there and stuff. So I felt bad. It's the new normal,
I want to ask you guys a question real quick when you finish.
Go ahead, JR.
Go ahead.
All right. If he can afford it, but buys fake, is that deception?
What did he tell her? That's my only sticking point. That's my pain point. If you all haven't noticed, did he tell her?
Did he tell her?
Because then it goes back to like, so this is a lie or half truths or whatever we was talking about during one of those shows.
If he bought it and he passing it off as a real ring, like he's passing it off, that
if he can afford it, if he can clearly afford it,
that is deception.
But he buys fake. Is that
deception? That is such a
man,
you're deceiving her.
I hope she find out before they cross the stage.
He don't believe in the marriage. He don't believe in what he's doing. He's doing it for some other reason.
Because he buys fake?
Because he bought a fake ring, yes.
That's all. Chime in.
I don't think it's deception. I think it's more or less I think it's just a more of a representation of who he is. Like I'll give you an example. I know people that don't value like the actual stuff or the wedding ring, but they literally millionaires. Like the guy really wear like a $75 band, and the chick probably got her first wedding ring that's like, very small and tiny or whatever. But they heavy savers, and they just, they come from a space where they understand what it means to not have nothing. So their mindset towards growth is we don't really care about what this looks like. You know what I'm saying? This is really just a thing for us. So I don't think it's necessarily deception. I just think that the expectations that's placed on guys today is so much greater than they've ever been, especially when you talk about the social media era and the fact that women really they show off for other women. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have to give this perspective or this representation of where they at, and they trying to snot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all a game. It's all a charade.
Yeah, I get it. I'm in full agreement. It's this lifestyle that we're trying to perpetuate to this fake audience. That's the thing. Like you mentioned, even with the things we do, if you know who you love, then some of these things really don't matter. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't have this heightened value. But guess who makes it matters? Our family makes it matter. Our friends, friends through social media make it matter. So then it does become one of those, I have to live up to the standard.
But B-Nix, you have to take into consideration this also, though. How your friends are towards what's going on in your life is a larger representation of who you are. If you surround yourself with these type of people, and these are the type of people that you call your friends, and they aren't putting you in an ideal situation as it relates to just you being happy or being happy for you as a result of you getting engaged, that's a bigger problem as far as who are you calling your friends and why are they your friends?
You know, when you said that, what it made me think of almost like this movement toward proms, right? Even though I know we're in COVID, but you think about, like, I think somebody said, like, Black folks, we like to go all out, but we go all out for prom but yet we barely show up for graduation and stuff, right?
You're
So
right.
that's the part
You're
that
right.
goes back to
Well,
like
some people barely
the value
graduate.
system. The value system is different. I'm not
But
necessarily saying it's wrong, right?
but I will say this, just to answer JR's question. I don't believe in fake anything. I don't believe in any of that. Like, I believe that you should act your wage, WAGE, act your wage, and make sure that whatever you get, like, I believe in just staying within your range. Like, you don't have to have, and I'm gonna take it somewhere else. You don't have to have a Hermes or a Louis Vuitton bag, right? Like, if you can't afford the real thing, then afford the real thing that's in your budget and let that be the thing that you buy. So I don't believe in anything fake. I believe in being 100% honest and real. Y'all already know that. And I just think that you should act your wage and stop trying to pretend to be something that you're not.
I agree with that. Go ahead,
I'm pretty sure that, you know, I guess this is for younger women. I'm going to say this because I just don't think that the value of the ring is as important when you're a little bit more mature. It's more about the relationship and what y'all have and what y'all can acquire and what the goals are. I just think that, yes, maybe, you know, a younger woman who, you know, I don't know, not as experienced, and maybe that is a priority for them. But I just think that, like, maybe our audience, I don't know how heavy that is on the scale. Like, oh, this ring has to be like $10,000. Like, no, I just think that that's just not as important, especially when you're older, because it's like, oh, I know what we can do with this $10,000. We can go get a new car. We can put that on our house. So we can.
I think most women are just happy to get married. Real talk.
Yeah, I do. I think that as long as folks is genuine and authentic in what they do, but I think it goes back to, like, you know, whatever the living your wage. I mean, like, going back to Tawana, I was saying, like, I was 25. Like, the wedding I paid for, it was based on me saving up 2 semesters of refund checks from grad school. I didn't have no money. So the thing is, I was 25. We had just got out of school. So,
right.
So I knew we were going to get married, but the thing is, it was like, okay, let me just save these refund checks. It wasn't out of money out of pocket, but the thing is, you know, when you know better, you do better. As I've grown and my wages have grown, like, even outside of the wedding, like, every week I get Toya like a gift. It's a surprise, but it's like something different. I've done that consistently for like years, because like now I can afford it. I couldn't afford it before, and I used to think shit like that was lame. I remember my frat Art, I used to clown and be like, "Hey man, it's expensive." But the thing is, when you know better, you do better. But also, I can afford it. I feel like, hey, if this is my lady, this is my everything, then it's like I'm gonna do whatever I can to be able to provide, because I know what I couldn't do when I didn't have money. But the thing is, going back to being fake, it's like, hey, even if it was fake, I would be okay saying that, you know what, hey, this is all I can do right now. But as soon as I've secured a bag, I'm gonna get, because I've gotten my wife like different rings over the years and stuff based on different circumstances.
Like when your anniversary and stuff.
But I was honest. So it's like, it's not like it was a surprise. It was just one of those like, hey, this is what I got now. Like, don't like Anton mentioned, like the fake shit or lying about it being fake. That's the part that it makes it all bad.
That's right. That's right.
But here's the thing though. The biggest thing that guys need to remember is that everything eventually comes to the light, bro. Like, you can't expect to get away with it forever. And so I always say, get off on the right foot. If it, like, don't do something that you can't keep up with. Always start and live in a space to where you can always grow and become a better version of whatever you are. And if you're getting married, you got to understand that you're going to take these vows, and it's for your intention is to be there for a lifetime. So if it's to be there for a lifetime, it's not a sprint. You don't have to blow up with all of this great stuff, and you're not marrying everybody else. You're marrying this specific person. So make sure that you understand that it's a marathon. It's going to be a long-term thing, which means that the goal is to finish the race and to, you know what I'm saying, accomplish all of this. And the journey is what makes it awesome. And you don't have to worry about doing all of that stupid stuff that don't even make sense. That's for everybody else that's trying to impress people, versus trying to create a narrative that's going to carry y'all throughout the entirety of your relationship. That's the most important thing. Nothing fake. We don't believe in it.
I agree. And last thing I want to say that shit, man, I forgot my point. I was waiting for you to finish.
I got a question for y'all guys.
Fuck.
So, good ring or good wedding?
Neither.
It's not even about the ring. I mean, I just want to, whatever ring, just be honest about what the ring is, whether it's real or fake. Like,
I don't think either one is important. I don't think the ring or the wedding is important. I think that people overspend on the wedding also. I think that
agree.
What's important is to get a good foundation and a good start. So you probably, if you're really looking to get a good start, maybe you want to get a good down payment on a house.
But I think it goes back to your partner too. Because the thing is like, think about it. This is the person you're about to spend the rest of your life with. It's not like they don't know your situation versus somebody else. So it's like they know your situation. So the thing is, you live to your means. You know, you shouldn't exceed your means. Like, hey, this is what I can do right now. This is the ring. To me, the ring is, like we said, it's a symbol of the love. It's a gesture. But the thing is, the ring is just a material item. The thing is, like you said, it's about the future, what we're doing. But you can't go in with a lie. Like, I give one example, and then I let it go. Like, I have my homegirl. It wasn't about the ring, but it was about a credit score, right? Which I didn't think was, anything, but she gave me the whole story. Whereas one of those, the guy lied about his credit score and stuff, right? So Anton, going back to homes and shit, right? And investment, you having these conversations and stuff. Hey, you think about what neighborhoods you want to live in, because now it's not about the ring and not about marriage. It's about your future, your union.
Now you can't get in those.
So then it became one of those, like, you couldn't purchase a home in a neighborhood that you wanted,
right?
You couldn't buy the car, and then it's like become one of like, this shit, you call bullshit. And guess what? They end up getting divorced over something like that. But you led with the lie. The thing is, even though we talk
just tell the truth, because you can work on your credit.
We're lying over a fake number. It wasn't even an accurate credit score number. But guess what? That then hampered because like you gave a lie and perpetuated what you wanted to be, or like the deception conversation we had. That was the aspect of deception. So whatever you got, just keep it real. Literally.
Let me say this though.
All that aspect.
Let me say this. Sometimes the wedding, it can be an investment because it depends on your circle. So like for instance, if you have a good foundation, like a solid, like a solid foundation, and you have a big family and you invite your family, and like a cultural norm is to, give you money and donate. Like some people actually, it pays for their wedding and then they have extra left over. Like I know a girl, one of my girlfriends, she actually had 15,000 left over after like her wedding. She got, so what I'm saying is sometimes people invest in the wedding and they invite those people, they invite their circles, you extend it to colleagues, whatever. And you end up getting the money back that you invested in the wedding, and maybe profiting a little bit more and taking that into your marriage. So I guess it depends, because like some parents, they give a large amount of money at the wedding. I mean, they'll probably give it to you if you don't have an actual wedding. But a lot of parents, they'll hit you with 20,000 at the wedding, right? Or 10,000, like this.
But it's not based off of how big the wedding itself or how much you spent on the wedding is what I'm saying.
But he said good wedding or good ring, and I would just answer that question by saying, invest.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I think you're right. Only thing that I'm saying is that I think that good, and it's just like success. Like it's all perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the greatest parties that I ever been to wasn't even a real party. It was just like a get together that turned into something that was great. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't even spend a whole lot of money. It wasn't the actual party itself. It was the people that were a part of it that made it special. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to, and I'm not speaking about you specifically, Tawana. I'm saying just to the audience members, you don't have to spend a lot of money on something in order for it to be awesome is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that y'all getting off on the right foundation and the right footing, and that nothing is fake. We don't need to create anything. We don't need to create something that you need to fix later. That's unnecessary. You need to have conversations, be honest, be real. And I don't believe in leading with any deception or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm in agreement with that.
This woman, she like bought all of her stuff on Amazon, and she paid like less than $2,000 for her entire wedding, and it was beautiful. And she like literally bought all her decorations and did everything, like all her bridesmaids put the stuff together. So like it's affordable ways to do it,
and I mean, And I agree.
People,
me and my space, like if I was to be like having a wedding today, I'm gonna probably spend $100,000 because I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you just starting off, It just depends on where you are in life.
Well, I think it depends on your partner too, because again, let's act like this is not like a one-sided thing. It's both parties that's involved. So even if you're not spending the bread, you're part of the planning. Or if you're marrying the person, guess what? Even if it's coming out of your man's pocket, it's still part of the larger pool of money.
Yeah, because his values are my values as well. So
yeah,
if he don't want to spend money like that, I'm not gonna like have a wedding that's spending money.
Yeah,
that's
you're going broke in the ring, then you can't have a great wedding. Or you have a great wedding, and guess what? You can't go nowhere for the honeymoon. So it's like, hey, it's like one of those, like, you got to be realistic about the expectation and the ask.
Yeah.